We're talking parent stuff this afternoon, and it's time for another round of Ask Dr. Lynne series. Dr. Lynne Kenny is a psychologist and author of the Family Coach Method. Thanks for being here, Dr. Lynne.
Oh, my joy.
Well, today's Ask Dr. Lynne question comes from Stephanie, who is a mom.
Yeah.
And here's her question.
Hi, Dr. Lynne. I would like for you to address issues of diversity. I have a 4-year-old daughter who loves all of the Disney princesses. We now have a popular character, Princess Tiana. She was informed by her 4-year-old classmates that Princess Tiana is not a popular Disney character. Could you help me address that? Thank you.
It's a good question, you know.
That's kind of a painful question. I mean, you finally get a dolly that you love. You're only 4 years old, and your friends say, oh, that's not a very good dolly.
Right. Well, just to give viewers some background information, you know, Princess Tiana is from Disney. She's the first black princess who debuted in 2009.
Yeah.
So, you know, I heard that there was a little bit of controversy of this. For me, in my personal opinion, I don't get it.
She's beautiful, and it's wonderful that we need a broad base of toys to play with and role models to love. Absolutely.
Diversity
I think it's
is
terrific.
everything, in every way.
Yeah.
So, at what age do kids notice racial diversity, I have to say?
Well, you know, our experience is that children start to understand all differences. Who's fat, who's thin, who wears glasses, who doesn't, who's got dark skin, who's got light, when they understand the difference between self and other. So by about 2 years of age, they're noticing, oh, so-and-so's different.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's really a bad thing. I mean, when I look at people, I like to see different varieties and short, fat, skinny, tall, dark skin, light skin, you know.
And that's the important thing, because our human narcissism makes us want everybody to be a reflection of us. But if you start telling your children when they're very little, diversity is wonderful, not just in color, but tastes and toys and friends. Variety is the spice of life. And if you have that very open-hearted stance with your children, that's the way they're going to develop.
Okay, so that is one way that our biases as adults, because I do have to say as we get older, we get more stringent in our views, that can impact our kids.
Yeah, I think that we've got to notice what our biases are, because sometimes you have biases that are either unconscious or they're conscious, but you didn't know they were meaningful. Like when I was young, I used to say, you know, I would say, hey, sports fans, and then a kid would go, well, I'm not a sports fan, and I would say, that's right, maybe you're not. Maybe I should have a more general term.
Right.
So you have to recognize your own biases and be careful how you communicate them to your little kids.
Right. Well, you know, living in Arizona, I've lived here for almost 36 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, Arizona is not very diverse overall. And so being that I am black, you know, I have to say I went to a high school where I was probably one of 3 black kids in the whole entire school. My daughter, who is also dark-skinned as I am, she goes to a school where there is some diversity, which was a school that I intentionally went to. When I mean diversity, I don't mean just by skin color.
Yes.
I mean also socioeconomically, too.
Right.
So I want her to know people who are poor and struggling, people who are incredibly wealthy, people who are Asian, people who are black. So to teach our children more diversity in that sense. But with this mom and her question, with this doll, how would you tell her to address this with her child?
Well, Stephanie's going to face a lot of the things that you faced with your daughter, living in an environment that's pretty homogeneous. And so, you know, I would definitely tell Stephanie, have her tell her child, you can love any dolly you want, you can love any toy that you want, and I'm going to love them too, and really wrap your arms, embrace that. And then teach her that a good friend loves what you love.
Okay.
They don't tell you, oh, you need a different toy, or you need to look different, or you need to eat differently. Your friends embrace you. And Stephanie can even teach the friends around her daughter that. She can have that sort of value system as she interacts with all these little 4-year-olds.
Dr. Lynne, I love it. Your friends should embrace you and embrace the things that you like. That's what makes 2 friends. Some good advice there, Dr. Lynne. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie.